you doing?
Yeah, doing very well, and lovely to hear you. Thank you very much for pulling me in. I made a quick recording. I'll send it to you on the messenger. Over.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you for that. Yeah, I had worked Maxim, I think, last year, he said, just about this time last year. And I got to thinking after I talked to him, I'm still using the paper logs here. Old dogs, never learn new tricks, But, I got to thinking, boy, I've worked this guy before. So what's new on your end? Anything?
Yeah, well, not a whole lot, but no, my wife, when was it? Back on Tuesday. Are you familiar with carpal tunnel? Over.
Oh yeah. My secretary, when I was the fire chief, had that done. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, about 5 years ago, she had the right hand, and then about maybe 2 months ago, she was going to go on holidays, and it came back on. It came onto the left hand. So when she came back from the holidays, she made a phone call. So Tuesday was the operation. So she's recovered well. It's not a huge operation, but it's an operation, and she's taking things easy. Although she's still managing to get things done. She did one day of not a whole lot, but got very bored. And by the way, Mike, you're 10 over, and at one stage you went up to 15 over. Over.
Well, you're booming in here, seriously, all jokes aside. As usual. As usual. 10, 15, sometime you peak 20 there a couple of times. So, it's good to hear you. I was thinking about you the other day. Did you kind of drop off the radar there for a while, did you, on the radio?
Negative, no, but I work alternate weeks on the shift system. Over.
That's what's going on. Yeah, I got to thinking the other day, because I'll tell you what brought it up. This is W8HB. I better do that. I was talking to a friend of mine, and works for DX Engineering, and he put up a DX Commander vertical. And I said, oh, yeah? I said, well, yeah. He says, one of my first contacts, he says, was a VK station. And I says, was his name Wayne? He says, yes, matter of fact, it was. I said, okay. So I'm pretty sure my buddy worked Wayne down there if you talk to him there. Anyway, it's great to hear you. Yeah, everything's good here. Still hot. I'm looking up here at the screen now. Registers a local temperature here in C. I've got it set for C, 29.4. So 55% humidity. So another hot day here. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, we had a hot day. We've had quite a few of them. Now, today we went up to 31, but the day before it was up to 34, and I was, driving my truck, jumping in and jumping out. But you couldn't believe I was, it doesn't sound good on radio, but I was totally soaked. Over.
Oh, yeah. I get it. I went out, and this is W8HB. And by the way, I hope your wife gets to feeling better. And I hope the surgery corrects it, and I hope everything works out for the best there. I don't want to forget that comment there before I move on. But, I was out doing yard work the other day. I've got the 3 acres here. And I went out and I sat on the tractor and I mowed for about an hour on the tractor. I zipped the top off, got it done, and started weed whacking. I was soaked. And just soaked clear through, literally, the underwear, socks, and everything, And the same thing last week. We went out on Lake Erie fishing. And it's just too stinking hot. We did good. I mean, we had quite a haul that day on perch, yellow perch. But we sat there for 4 hours, and we got out there and anchored, I think, at 7:15 and started fishing in the morning. And come in about 11:30, give or take. And I was soaked and wet. And so was the wife when we got back in. It's just, sitting out there in the middle of the lake, and there's no protection at all, no shade other than the bimini top on the boat there. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I know that. And I remember one time, it was 2012, and the company, they sponsored, well, it was me and a few others, and we were allowed, and it was all paid for At the end of the road, I was picked up and brought into the Brussels, and then got that shuttle, that train, and it brought us all the way to London, and we saw one of the Olympics things. But the bad thing was, I was on the side of the stadium where the sun was coming down, and that was just I said never again. Over.
Oh, yeah, that's bad news there. Bad news. Wow. Yeah, I was playing around. I've been licensed, since 1977, give or take. And I've been playing around with 6 meters. I never played around with 6 meters. And I made my first 6-meter contact the other day. I've been licensed for almost 50 years. A guy in Texas. And I loaded up my 40-meter antenna. And worked a guy with a 5.9 report in Texas. So it was a pretty cool band. And so I ordered just a single element 6-meter antenna. I put it together today. And I'm going to put it about 40 foot up the tower. I've got to get a pigtail for it with a SO239 connector. And I got a buddy of mine that's got an old piece of coax laying there. I'm going to stop up at his house and get that and crimp on a couple of connectors and get that thing up on the tower. But do you work any 6 meters over there?
Yeah, I think in all my time I've made one contact, and that was about 20 miles down the road. So no, I wouldn't have the patience for it. I do see some guys on one of the little groups I'm on, but they're always FT8, which is I have zero interest in that. But I wonder, are you familiar? I'm sure. Well, they do have them over there. Induction hobs, over.
Yes, I don't know much about it. I don't. Go fill me in a little.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it's electricity, but it only reacts to certain pots and pans. They have a kind of a special thing where they make contact. But my wife loves it because it's really quick and really hot. So, one time I was going to work at 5 a.m. Everything was fine. And then I rang to check in at 11, and they said something fell on the hob. So a tile that had at the back had fallen on the hob, and it just cracks like glass. Over.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah. So what happens after that?
Well, after that, we find another one. So tomorrow is D-Day, and we're going to install it, and there's another thing to be done as well. So that's D-Day for tomorrow. But before it arrived, it came from Amazon, but not direct, just from a one of the companies that Amazon is affiliated to, and it arrived broken. Over.
Okay, wow. Yeah, I had an experience with a broken pressure washer. My daughter's bought me a battery-operated DeWalt pressure washer that you drop it's got like a 20-foot hose on it, and you drop it in the water, and you can, it creates high pressure, and you can pressure wash the boat and get the bugs and whatever off the boat there while it's sitting in the water. Just use the water from the bay. And the first one my daughter ordered, it was for Christmas, and I didn't open it up at Christmas, and it was through Amazon, and I didn't open it up. Well, come springtime, I opened it up, and half the parts are missing. The wand, the major, the long, narrow piece of tubing, it's gone, and some of the parts are missing. So she called them back, and she got her money back and got me another one. This one was complete. So yeah, I know what you're talking there. So this hub thing, induction hub, you're talking every house has got one of these things. So you're talking like where the service comes in. Is that what you're talking about?
Negative. No. Every house doesn't have them. No. It's a personal choice. Some people have gas, but we have gas and induction. But my wife, she loves induction cooking. But anyway, so it was broken. But the great thing about buying from Amazon, as you know, you just send it back, and there's never a discussion. Over.
Yep, and that's what Stacy did. She called them and got her money back, and they said it. Well, they swapped it out. They gave her another one. I shouldn't say got her money back, but they did tit for tat, So one for the other, So which was a good thing, and it works fantastic. I love it. I mean, the thing I can wash pretty much the whole boat down with just one battery. So, it's amazing what they can do out there. But this antenna I ordered, it's a European antenna. I'm trying to think of the name of it here. I'll have to get it and send you the name or whatever. But it's made in Brazil. But I guess they sell a lot of these 6-meter antenna I bought. It's a single element 6-meter antenna. And, so I put it together out on the front porch this morning while it was still halfway decent outside. And sat there on the front porch with a cup of coffee and stuck it together. So it was very simple to put together, just a couple pieces on each side. And you had to measure your total length in centimeters and, basically attach your clamps and everything. So, the only thing I got to do now is put like I said, the pigtail on it to feed it, and probably shimmy up the tower 35, 40 feet up, which is no big deal. And take down. I've got a 2-meter beam up there, a 3-element beam. I used to talk to a guy that's passed away now, Silent Key, and I had it beamed right toward his house there, so I've still got it up there. So I'm just going to use that existing coaxial feed that's going up there for that. So. And then the other thing on the tower, it's a 40-foot tower, and I've got a 2-meter 440 vertical on that particular tower, and I've also got a television receive dish on that tower for just as a backup in case the cable, or not the cable, but the internet would go out or whatever. I can receive the stations direct there, QSL.
Yeah, Roger, all noted. Well, be careful when you're going up there, and I'm sure you have that system where you're hooking two, and there's always one hooked. But anyway, all that sort of stuff. So just getting on to another topic, and then I'll leave you to work a few more. The weed whacker. Well, I have a still one, and it's that kind of plastic stuff that they use. You refill it every when it goes down, you just push more in. So are you using that plastic cord, or are you using a blade? Over.
Well, I tried the blade. This is W8HB. I tried the blade, and I've got I bought the real heavy. I wish I'd have went down one size. The weed whacker I've got it's heavy. It's a commercial grade weed whacker, and it's got the was it 065 line? I believe the plastic line. I've got 2 different hubs I can put on the thing. I've got one that you have to take it apart, and you got to split the line in half, and you got to insert it in 2 little holes there, and you got to wind it by hand, and then put it back together. That's the one I use the most. And then I've got another one. You put one continuous piece through it, let's say 10 feet, and then you twist it, and it rolls it up, and then it feeds it out accordingly as you tap it. But matter of fact, I just went over and bought some still oil, 2-meter or 2-cycle mix for the gasoline for that weed whacker. I just went over and bought a 6-pack of that the other day. I think one of those little containers makes 1 gallon of gasoline. Over.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I always put it in at the start, and then I go to the filling station and fill it up. And then every time I go to use it, I give it a shake, because I also have the chainsaw from Still. I have loads of things from Still. I like it. It's possibly not like it used to be, but it's not bad. And the one you described, the one where you just push it in and it comes to the other side and you twist it. Now, if I'm out on the street and I'm whacking kind of little baby weeds, I bring a mat with me, so that when I kind of hit it on the ground, the way the line extends, I hit it on the mat rather than on the concrete. Over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got, let's see, I think 3 or 4 things. I've got the blower, I've got 2 of the blowers. I've got an old one that actually, cracked on the bottom of the housing. So I went out and got some really heavy duty, epoxy, and glued that back together, and I'm using that up at the campground. So I've got 2 blowers, and I've got the weed whacker, and I've got a sweeper. It's a steel sweeper. It's a little hand vac a hedge trimmer. But other than that, I'll tell you what, they make a fantastic product. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, well, I've liked them for many years. Now, here's another one I have, which it does work out nice. I would like if the boom could be extended longer, but not on my model. But it's the electric chainsaw on a boom. Over.
Yeah. I don't have I've got the electric one, but it's not a still. It's a Sears. It's a company Sears, and I don't know if Black & Decker made it or who made it, but I've got it. I use it periodically around the edge of the property there when I get something hanging low that's smacking me in the face there while I'm trying to mow. Over.
Yeah, exactly. It works out great. Well, listen, lots to talk about, but hopefully for another day. I'll send you that clip and we'll keep in touch. But always great hearing you, and you're a terrific signal. You're always loud. Anyway, till the next time, Mike, wishing you well, and the good lady of the house, and the harmonics and the second harmonics. W8HB, O-N-A-T-I in Belgium, Mike, over.
Yeah, I've got, and likewise, tell your wife I said hello and give her my best, and I hope she gets to feeling better. I've got a busy day tomorrow. A girl that went to high school with me, all through high school, married a guy I know, and unfortunately she passed away here a couple of weeks ago, so they're having a memorial service for her tomorrow, and that's at 11 a.m. And then we're having our family reunion over at my daughter's house. So my two daughters, their families, their sons, my sister's sons, there's 3 sons, their families, my grandson and his family, everybody. There's going to be a ton of people there. So anyway, tomorrow I think that starts about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to go to that, the wife and I, and that's so I got a busy day ahead tomorrow there. So hey, thanks for the clip. I'll be looking forward to hearing that. You take care of yourself, and best wishes. O-N-A-D-I, W8HB. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Bye bye. Till the next time. Over.
Yep. Take care of yourself, John. Bye bye. Okay, I heard a couple of you in there, and I know, I see Mike November Echo.